Hello, good people. I hope you're well. I know it's late, it's about bedtime now, but I had to make this video because it's a bit urgent. The matter I'm going to talk about is the 50-50 in the UK and how the 50-50 agreement has broken marriages or is contributing to the high number of divorces in the UK or breaking down of the family unit. First of all, I'll explain what I mean by 50-50. The man is working, the woman is working. And then they agree that they pay 50-50 towards the bills, towards the groceries, towards childcare costs, towards everything. Everything is 50-50. And then the wife will have her own savings. The husband will have his own savings. But this trend has opened a huge trapdoor and marriages are breaking down. Why? It's because men are naturally born providers. And as long as the man is failing to provide for his family, it makes it difficult for him to feel respected, to feel that it bruises his ego if he feels like he can't provide enough for his family. So you have a lot of quarrels in the house because of money, because of finances. And the wife also knows that it is the man's duty to provide. And as long as the man is not providing, some women may find it difficult to submit to such a man. Because paying 50-50 towards bills and everything, it simply means there is no provider in the house. There is no head of the house there is no head in that household. Therefore, the wife will do as she pleases. She comes and goes as she pleases. No one has the right to ask her because you have reduced the marriage institute to a co-parenting, coexisting, house-sharing institution. Because you are now just like partners. Partners who share like bills, share everything. Like you're staying with your own girlfriend or your boyfriend or my friend or whoever. Like shamwari ngatichiti hafu tenge chingo, ngatiti hafu tenge muriwo. Marriage doesn't work like that. The man has to provide and the wife is the helper, which means in a normal setup the man has to pay the bills, he has to buy groceries, he has to provide and buy everything. And the woman is the helper. She chips in when there is a deficit. And her money is for savings and for planning the future, like the woman in Proverbs 31, preparing for dry seasons. That's the role of the woman. But now you'll see that the woman, because most women came here first, and most women are the ones who are full-time employed. Most women are the ones on full-time employment and they've got contracts. Unlike our husbands who work in warehouses on part-time contracts. So the woman will be the one who is the lease for rental will be in the woman's name. The bills and everything will be in the woman's name. So you'll find that the woman is paying for everything. She's also working. She does childcare. She does everything. So only a man who is understanding and respectful is going to say, no, it's fine. I'm going to deposit this amount to help you with the bills. Or I'm going to deposit all my money and you see what you can plan. And then we progress moving forward. Or the man will say, just transfer everything into my account. I will pay everything. And then you can keep your money. But if you have reduced your marriage to a 50-50 thing or setup, it means the man will go as he pleases, the woman will come in as she pleases, the man will just plan with whoever he plans to build, to save, or use his money anyhow. the wife will also do the same. At the end of the day, there are no savings or any inheritance or anything for the children. It is the children who suffer because the father is planning his own life, the mother is planning his own life. There is nothing for the children. But another detrimental effect of the 50-50 thing set up is that the man who take his money, go and spend it with his girlfriends. Or the next thing, you see your husband trending on Facebook. He's going to marry another wife in Zimbabwe. Because in Zim, as long as you've got 2,000 or 3,000 USD, you can have a marriage. You can marry someone, have a wedding, and get a second wife. And that's very sad. So what do you do if you're a woman and the man maybe is not paying bills, is going to marry another woman, or having several girlfriends, texting them, being abusive, not sleeping at home? The problem is nowadays, if you report, the weaponization of the visa, many women have been threatening their husbands that I will remove you from my visa and stuff. So, eventually, if a man is behaving like this, the women will call the home office, send an email, let them know that my husband has been abusing me and he has left. So please remove him from my visa. But because of the high number and the incidences of such cases, the home office has decided that at times, we may send both of you back at home. And most of our men will survive in Zimbabwe because Zimbabwe is an economy for hustlers, illegal miners, forex traders, street vending and stuff. And some of our women cannot do that. So it is the woman who is going to suffer with the children, whilst the man moves on. So I still feel it is a bit unfair on the woman having to be sent back away for reporting an abuser. But the Home Office will do this on these grounds. They'll ask you to provide additional information when you apply for your husband's visa. And then you tell them that we are in love. You send them photos. You send them photos when you're kissing, and the chats, screenshots, and everything. You convince the Home Office that he's a good husband, and the Home Office lets him in. As soon as he's in, you go back again to the Home Office and you tell them, no, he's not a good man. He's been abusing me since 2015 and blah, blah. And the Home Office will say, so you lied to us that you guys were in love. Okay, so we're sending both of you away. But because women fear that, they just stay at home, keep quiet, bottle things up, and continue to suffer in silence. Many women are suffering. I've received a number of messages from women who are going through difficult times with their spouses. Men are cheating. Men are having girlfriends. Men are not paying bills. Men come and demand food when the woman is working. But the woman has to balance childcare. He has to balance the bills. He has to balance his shifts. While the man is having fun and going around, sleeping around. And the woman cannot do anything. Because if she reports the man, she may have her visa cancelled as well. So what is my advice to you women? Compile evidence of all the episodes of abuse. Every time you slept out of the house, if he hits you, call the police, report to the police, keep incident references of the incidents, case numbers of the references where he has beaten you. If he doesn't sleep at home, keep a notebook, record all the documents, get the phone numbers and the names of all the girlfriends if you can. Evidence that you've been buying food and paying bills on your own. Also, keep registers and reference numbers where you have reported to women's support groups like OPN, REMA, Samaritan's Purse, all the domestic violence support lines, all snoring. Keep the references to show that you have been reporting the abuse. And then you contact the home office. Let them know. Also ask him to leave if he can. If he can, so that it's evident that you are no longer staying together and that he left on his own free will. That will make your case strong and he can go. So it's so sad. So some women will just tolerate all this abuse because they fear what the society will say, what the in-laws back at home will say, and childcare. That I may struggle with childcare alone, but the emotional scars you get from staying with a cheating husband are worse than the suffering you are going to have in balancing childcare, work, and bills. For your own emotional peace and stability, it's better to do away with an abusive man. It's not easy, but women are suffering. Women end up committing suicide. Women end up having chronic diseases, chronic mental health disorders, depression, and everything because of narcissistic and selfish partners. There is no 50-50 in a God-given marriage. Once you start doing 50-50 in a marriage, it means you're doing 50-50 in cleaning the houses, cooking, taking care of the kids, the bills, everything. And now co-parenting, coexisting, housemates. You have reduced your marriage to what can I say? A situationship. A situationship of convenience, not a real marriage. And such marriages do not last. Because when that man starts planning on his own and keeping his own money, do not be surprised that he goes on to marry someone else, or he builds a house in his own name or in another woman's name. So it is very, very sad. Very sad. And then another solution would be, talking of solutions, you can open a bank account, a joint account, where both of you get your salaries in that account and then you plan together. And women, let's not be reluctant. Let's not be complacent. Enroll in degrees so that if something goes wrong in the UK, you can move to New Zealand, Australia, USA. Enroll in an online degree in social work, primary school teaching, skills training such as cooking and catering, which can help propel your career. And most importantly, if your husband was what can I say? The word I wanted to use would be X-rated. Alright, if he was a bad husband, please don't bring him over to the UK. The UK does not mend marriages. It only exposes the worst in people, the worst in women, the worst in men. Please do not bring him to the UK. Because sometimes we cry foul that this man has done this, has done this. But in Zimbabwe, he was doing worse, and you still brought him here, where there is no family support, where there are no pastors to try and control him and like rein him in. So what do you expect? It's only going to be worse. If a man has been abusing you in Zimbabwe, please don't bring him over. Only bring a good husband who is understanding, because the situation in this country tests you to extremes. It tests your marriage, it tests your love, it tests your patience, it tests everything. It stretches everything thin. So if your marriage was made in China or is from Temu, it won't survive the storms of UK. It will never. It will never. My husband is snoring. Yo. Having said that, good night. Wish you the best. Please do not suffer in silence. Reach out. There's always help. I'll paste my number in the comments so that if you've got any personal issues that you want to share, you want guidance, you want direction, please inbox me and we can talk about it. Thank you. Good night.